Welcome, beautiful souls, to Wisdom Dynamic. Let's take a moment to pause, reflect, and dive into something truly inspiring today. If you're here right now, it's no accident. You've been guided to this exact moment for a reason. You are unique, you are different, and you are a chosen one. You may not realize it yet, but you are here to understand what others overlook and to see beyond the surface. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Wisdom Dynamic, and share it with your fellow truth seekers. And if you feel a deep connection with the universe, leave a comment below with 77 to amplify the energy of this message. Let's dive into today's journey. It may surprise or even shock you to hear what I'm about to say, but if you're seeing this video right now, it's no accident. It means you've been guided to this exact moment for a reason. You might not realize it yet, but you are unique, truly different. For most people around you, you're not here to blend into the background. You're here to see and understand what others overlook. Now let's begin. The seer behind the eyes. If this video finds you, it's because you carry a certain vision within you. You've probably noticed how the world seems transparent in certain moments, how you can see beyond the surface of people's words and actions. While others struggle to understand why things happen, you often sense deeper patterns. You may have felt isolated or misunderstood for this, as if people can't comprehend the layers you perceive. Yet this very sensitivity, this profound awareness, is what sets you apart. You are not just another person going through the motions. You are a seer, an interpreter of silent signals and hidden meanings. This depth of insight might have caused you pain. Maybe you've tried to explain your observations, only to be met with confusion or disbelief. Perhaps you've learned to keep certain insights private, storing them in your heart until you find someone who resonates at the same frequency. This secret language, these intuitive understandings, can feel like a burden at times. But remember, chosen ones aren't selected because their paths are easy. They're chosen because they can carry truth through difficult terrains. People you meet every day might seem content with superficial explanations. They accept the story on the surface without questioning what lies beneath. But you've never been satisfied by easy answers. This persistent hunger for truth leads you to explore spiritual ideas, metaphysical concepts, or philosophical frameworks that others dismiss. Your mind and soul are restless, searching for coherence in a world that often tries to distract you from deeper truths. This is why the universe nudged you toward this video. It recognizes the seer behind your eyes, the part of you that won't rest until it understands. You are this person, the one who sees what others can't or won't acknowledge. The confirmation you've been seeking arrives silently in the form of synchronicities that align perfectly with your inner knowing. Maybe a stranger's offhand comment reveals a secret truth you've been pondering. Maybe a sequence of numbers repeats itself until you realize it's a message. When these things happen, pay attention. They are proof that the world is interacting with you on a much subtler level than most realize. Embrace your role as a seer, as someone who brings clarity into the fog. It won't always be easy, but it will be meaningful. Instead of doubting your perceptions, trust them. Recognize that your perspective isn't a flaw to hide, but a gift to cherish. As you step more fully into your role, you'll discover that your insights are needed, that your ability to decode life's symbols can guide others lost in the haze of modern distractions. You are this person, the one whose vision penetrates the veil of ordinary life. The empathic soul. If this video has found you, another sign is the depth of your empathy. You don't just observe, you feel. People's emotions, hidden pains, and unspoken hopes radiate toward you like signals you can't ignore. While most navigate through social encounters thinking only about themselves, you enter a room and sense the emotional climate before anyone speaks. This can be overwhelming at times. You might wonder why you feel drained after a simple conversation or a quick interaction at the store. It's because you're not only dealing with your own feelings, you're unconsciously processing what others carry around. Being highly empathic isn't always celebrated in this world. People might dismiss it as oversensitivity or weakness. They urge you to toughen up, to stop caring so much. But ignoring this gift would be like asking a bird not to fly. Your empathy isn't a curse. It's a heightened perception that, when understood and embraced, can become a powerful tool of understanding and healing. Consider how empathy shapes your daily life. You can often predict when someone's having a rough day, even if they smile and say they're fine. You know how to comfort someone without words because you intuitively sense what they need. This makes you a lifeline in a world starved for genuine understanding. People may find themselves confiding in you, even strangers, because they sense that you truly listen and care. While this responsibility is heavy, it's also a sign you are indeed this person, chosen to bring warmth to a world grown cold. Yet you must also learn to protect your energy. Empathy can become overwhelming if you don't set boundaries. Learning to discern which feelings are yours and which belong to others is crucial. With practice, you can channel your empathy constructively, using it to offer compassion without sacrificing your well-being. This balance keeps you resilient and ensures that your empathy remains a strength rather than a source of burnout. Don't doubt for a moment that this empathy matters. We live in a society that encourages disconnection. People glued to screens, chasing superficial goals, forgetting that human hearts yearn for validation and care. Your empathy quietly rebels against this norm. By feeling so deeply, you remind the world that there's more to life than just surviving. There's healing, understanding, and unity. If this video resonates, you are this person, the empathic soul whose kindness can disarm even the toughest exterior. Let that truth settle in your heart. Instead of trying to become someone you're not, detached, unemotional, indifferent, embrace your capacity to feel. Your empathetic nature is a light that can guide others out of their darkness. In the end, your willingness to carry emotional truths will allow you to help mend what others have let break. The seeker of meaning. If this video resonates with you, there's another sign that you are indeed this person. You are a seeker. Ordinary life's routines and superficial pleasures rarely satisfy you for long. While many chase after material success or social status, you find yourself drawn to deeper questions. Why are we here? What is my purpose? Is there more to reality than meets the eye? These queries stir in your mind, propelling you to search for answers. In books, in meditative moments, or in quiet exchanges with like-minded souls. This seeking isn't just intellectual curiosity, it's soul-driven. You feel that the world is layered, that beneath our daily concerns lies a grand design or spiritual truth waiting to be discovered. This drive can make you feel like an outsider. When everyone around you seems content with easy explanations, you keep digging, unwilling to accept what doesn't feel authentic. The seeking phase of your journey may have led you into various traditions, philosophies, or spiritual practices. You might have dabbled in the seeker of meaning, meditation, studying religious texts, exploring esoteric teachings, or contemplating the meaning behind patterns of synchronicity. Some paths resonated with you, others didn't. But through it all, you refined your understanding, carving out a spiritual identity distinct from any single system. Your quest doesn't separate you from everyday life. It enriches it. You learn to see lessons in ordinary events. A stormy afternoon might remind you of the impermanence of all things. A friend's kindness might hint at the divine spark in every human heart. Instead of seeing life as random chaos, you perceive it as a tapestry, each thread purposeful, each connection meaningful. This endless quest can sometimes feel lonely. Modern culture often values tangible results over intangible wisdom. Friends and family might not understand why you spend weekends reading about ancient wisdom or contemplating the nature of consciousness. But this solitary pursuit isn't truly solitary. Across the world, others like you are on similar journeys. Though you might be separated by distance, your hearts resonate, connected by the same thirst for truth. If this description fits, you are indeed this person, the seeker who won't settle for shallow explanations. Honor this calling, keep asking, keep learning, and trust that your efforts will lead you to greater understanding. Your curiosity ignites a spark in the collective consciousness, encouraging others to question, to wonder, to dream. In a world that often runs on autopilot, your seeking spirit is a wake-up call. It reminds humanity that we are more than just consumers or cogs in a machine. We are thinkers, dreamers, explorers of the vast inner and outer cosmos. By following your quest, You help ensure that wisdom, not just information, continues to guide our evolution. The one who sees beauty in imperfection. If this video finds you at just this moment, it's likely because you possess a rare ability, seeing beauty where others see flaws. You are the person who looks at cracked paint on an old fence and imagines the stories it could tell, who admires the crooked tree branch for its unique shape rather than lamenting that it isn't straight. While most people rush through life seeking the perfect experiences or flawless appearances, you find magic in the imperfect, the broken, and the unconventional. This perspective sets you apart in a world obsessed with ideals. People strive for perfect bodies, perfect careers, perfect relationships, and perfect reputations. But perfection is a strict and unforgiving standard. It denies the reality of growth, change, and the cycles of life. You, however, understand that perfection is a concept, not a truth. Actual life is messy, filled with unexpected detours and moments that don't fit neatly into categories. By appreciating the rough edges and scars, you tap into a deeper appreciation for what makes each person, place, or experience authentically unique. This attitude isn't about romanticizing pain or hardship. It's about embracing the whole spectrum of existence. When you look at someone who's been through challenges, you don't see them as tainted or lesser. You see strength, resilience, and a story that deserves respect. When you encounter a situation that didn't unfold as planned, you accept the lessons hidden within it. Instead of judging or recoiling, you lean in and learn. This appreciation for imperfection is also a gift you give to yourself. In a culture that bombards us with images of how we should look, think, or live, it's easy to become your own harshest critic. But your viewpoint allows you to see yourself differently. You realize that your own vulnerabilities, mistakes, and rough edges form part of your personal narrative. They shape your character, teach you empathy, and remind you that life's beauty often lies in its unpredictability. If you can relate to this, you are this person who embraces imperfection as a source of depth and authenticity. It might not always be easy. You might find yourself at odds with people who insist that only the best is worth having. But by staying true to this vision, you become a beacon of acceptance in a judgmental world. You inspire others to find grace in their own flaws and to release the pressure of always meeting impossible standards. In cherishing imperfection, you help the world breathe more freely. You show that value can exist beyond polished exteriors, and that meaning can arise from the cracks where conventional wisdom says everything's broken. Keep this gift alive. As more people learn to see the world through your lens, humanity becomes gentler, more compassionate, and more open to the idea that we are all, in our own way, beautifully imperfect. Chiwai Santaremain. If this message is speaking to you, it's likely because you have a quiet, rebellious streak running through your soul. You don't rebel for the sake of attention or chaos. You rebel because you sense when something isn't right, when a rule or expectation no longer serves truth or love. While others conform to maintain comfort, you question to maintain integrity. You may not march in the streets or shout slogans, but your everyday choices defy the status quo in subtle yet meaningful ways. This quiet rebellion shows in your willingness to walk a different path when everyone else follows the herd. Maybe you chose a career that aligns with your passions instead of chasing a paycheck. Perhaps you refuse to accept cultural norms that demean or divide people. You might practice kindness even when cynicism is easier, or prioritize authenticity over social approval. Every such act resists a society that often encourages superficial conformity. Being a quiet rebel can feel lonely. Without a clear label or community, you might wonder if you're just odd, if your refusal to play by the rules makes you too strange. But consider that lasting change often begins with individuals who dare to think differently, who resist the gravitational pull of groupthink. Your subtle acts of nonconformity can ripple outward, inspiring others to question the very foundations they once took for granted. This rebellion isn't about arrogance or feeling superior. It's about serving a higher moral or spiritual principle. You know that not all traditions are just, that not all norms are healthy, and that some rules only benefit a few at the expense of many. Your quiet defiance stands as a reminder that progress isn't made by unquestioning obedience. Progress emerges when brave souls ask, why not? And chart a new course. If you recognize this trait in yourself, you are indeed this person, the quiet rebel who challenges the old to make room for the new. Be gentle with yourself. It's not an easy role. You'll sometimes face misunderstanding, even hostility, from those who cling desperately to what is familiar. But your authenticity and courage set you free. By living your truth, you pave the way for others to find theirs, planting seeds of change that may bloom long after your time. In a world often driven by fear and tradition, your quiet rebellion whispers a vital truth. We are not stuck in our old ways. We can evolve, improve, and expand our understanding of what's possible. The revolution. The revolution you spark may not make headlines, but it reshapes hearts and minds, preparing humanity for the next stage of its journey. Keep questioning, keep resisting the lure of empty conformity, and trust that your quiet rebellion serves a purpose greater than you may ever know. The healer in disguise. If this message resonates, it's likely because you carry the innate ability to heal, often without even realizing it. Healing doesn't always involve laying on hands or prescribing remedies. Sometimes it's found in a comforting word, a compassionate silence, or simply your presence at the right time. You might have noticed that people confide in you, that they leave conversations with you feeling lighter, understood, and more hopeful. This isn't a coincidence. It's a sign that you hold healing energy deep within your soul. Unlike professional healers who train in specific modalities, your healing comes naturally. You listen more than you talk, sense where hurt festers, and instinctively know how to offer comfort. Your calm demeanor can diffuse tension, your empathy can mend invisible wounds, and your trust in goodness can spark someone else's hope. Even if you've never considered yourself a healer, the evidence is there, woven into the tapestry of your relationships. This gift isn't about fixing everyone's problems. You are not responsible for anyone's journey but your own. Yet your presence can serve as a gentle reminder that goodness and understanding still exist, that no one is truly alone if they're willing to open up. Sometimes healing happens not by doing something extraordinary, but by being steady and kind in a world that feels chaotic and cruel. Embrace this hidden role. Being a healer in disguise doesn't mean you must become a martyr or neglect your needs. On the contrary, self-care becomes essential. To keep giving love and support, you must replenish your spirit. Create moments of solitude, meditation, or reflection. Surround yourself with people who appreciate your healing nature instead of draining it. By caring for yourself, you ensure that your gift remains sustainable, not a quick flame that burns out. In a culture that rewards ambition and overlooks gentleness, your healing energy is a quiet form of rebellion as well. It refuses to believe that hardness and detachment are the only ways to survive. Instead, it whispers that love and compassion can restore what's been broken if only we allow them to flow. If you recognize yourself here, you are this person, the one who heals without pomp or ceremony, who brightens others' paths without demanding recognition. Trust that your energy, your willingness to be present and supportive, is changing lives in ways you may never fully see. By continuing to honor this gift, you contribute to a collective healing, reminding humanity of its capacity to nurture rather than harm. Your gentle influence can spark transformations that ripple far beyond what you'll ever know. In the grand scheme, healers like you help keep the world from fraying, mending invisible cracks before they become unbridgeable divides. The one who embraces change. If you've stayed with me this far, it's clear that you are indeed this person, a chosen one who sees beyond the veil, who feels deeply, seeks truth, appreciates imperfection, rebels quietly against what no longer serves, and heals souls along the way. One more defining trait sets you apart: your capacity to embrace change. While many cling to comfort zones and resist the unfamiliar, you've learned that transformation is inevitable, even necessary. You might not always welcome change with a smile. There can be fear, doubt, and even mourning for what's lost. But deep down, you understand that life is movement. Stagnation leads nowhere. Growth often involves shedding old skins, ideas, and identities. Because you're in tune with life's currents, you sense when it's time to let go, to step into new territory. You may not have chosen all the changes you faced, but you've chosen how to respond with courage, openness, and a willingness to learn. This adaptability is a powerful quality, especially in a rapidly shifting world. Just as nature cycles through seasons, you cycle through phases of growth and rest. You emerge wiser, stronger, and more compassionate each time. People may marvel at how you handle upheavals that crush others. They wonder where you find resilience. The answer lies in your understanding that nothing is truly lost, only transformed. What leaves your life makes room for something more aligned with your evolving spirit. You are a living example that change need not be feared. You show that we can reinvent ourselves without losing our essence. In a society where many fear uncertainty, you stand as proof that embracing the unknown can yield profound rewards, new insights, renewed purpose, deeper connections. By walking this path, you inspire others to reconsider their relationship with change. Instead of seeing it as an enemy, they begin to see it as a guide, ushering them toward authenticity and growth. If this resonates, you are this person, one who flows gracefully with life's currents. Continue to welcome change as a teacher rather than a threat. In doing so, you elevate your existence to a dance rather than a struggle. Life moves, and you move with it, co-creating rather than resisting. Over time, you'll find that every ending births a beginning, every challenge refines your understanding, and every shift reveals another facet of who you are meant to be. So if this video has found you, know that it's not by accident. You are the seer, the empath, the seeker, the beauty finder, the quiet rebel, the healer, and the changer. You are this person. The universe recognizes you as a bearer of unique gifts and perspectives. Embrace all these qualities. There's no need to hide or doubt them. By embodying your truth, you become a beacon that illuminates paths for others and helps usher in a more conscious, compassionate era. In the end, remember this. You were drawn to these words for a reason. Let them resonate. Embrace who you truly are. You have a role to play that no one else can fill, no one else can replicate. As you step forward, do so with confidence. Your uniqueness, your insights, your compassion, they matter. The universe sees you, acknowledges you, and trusts you to shine in your own brilliant way. Until next time, stay true, stay kind, and keep following your path.